Hey guys, it's me Marty and welcome to this week's edition of Glamroom GameTime. So this Sunday, first of all, let me backtrack a little bit. So last Sunday when we played the Falcons, I actually went to the game and I'm about to shoot a story time on that. So you can see that it was just insane. It was fun, but it was just crazy. It was so much going on. We lost to the Falcons. That was my third Saints game and it was the first time I've ever been there when they lost, and it was a whole different feeling walking out, obviously. We played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today, and they're a division rival. We got like a month straight of division games, and it's going to be wild. So if you want to see how I got this look using this Anastasia Beverly Hills sultry palette, you can keep on watching. And also, our game track for the day is Uproar by New Orleans' own Lil Wayne. So check that out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. So today I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills sultry palette. Now, this palette, I love it. It's pretty, but it's just like, she's a lot to handle. So it's like kind of, I think this was actually a holiday launch last year or whatever. Got it on sale at Macy's. Surprise. I did review this on a First Impression Friday, so you can, I'll put a card somewhere where y'all can go and look at that. So the sultry palette. This is the palette itself, and it is a gorgeous palette, but it's just, I'll tell y'all as I'm working what I didn't like about it. I didn't like that the glitters were so glitter. Like my regular eyeshadow primer, it was too glittery for that. Like I'm going to have to use a glitter primer for it, but it does have so many good colors. This one, that one, that one, this one. All of those could be used for a Saints look. So I'm going to try again to use the brush that came with the palette. That's what I always try to do, but it doesn't always work out. Today I'll be doing this eye with y'all and this eye off camera. Okay, so for our transition today, and now in retrospect, I probably could have done birch, but I already started kind of going with twig. So we're going to do twig, which is this pretty taupey shade right here. I'm going to try to use the Anastasia brush to see if I can use it since it came with the palette, but usually that doesn't work for me. And absolutely not. This does not work for me at all. It's not as soft as like the brush I usually use, so I'll use that one. So instead of using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, I'm going to go in with the Bogachet Paris brush. It's just a big, fluffy, super soft brush, and I'll use it, I think, probably every time since I've got it. Every time yeah, this is much better. Every time I do my eyeshadow, I use this to make a transition shade because it's just a really good, really pretty taupey color. So just like every other time I do a transition, we're bringing it from the corner. That's that. Now for my crease color, I think I want to go in with maybe Dystopian. I know it's kind of dark. But we're going to do a little bit of it. Not a super lot. And then I'm going to, because our lid work is going to be crazy today with this palette. So I'm going to use the one they gave the other side of it. Okay, so again, I'm going to go in with Dystopian, which is this kind of like chocolatey brown, and I'm using the brush that came with the palette. But let's talk about the game. So, okay. So this Sunday we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I feel like we played them already this season, and we may have, I really don't know, but the thing with Tampa, they're in our division, and we had like almost a full month straight of division games starting. We had the bye week, right? Yeah, not, what was it, 2 weeks ago we had the bye week, and then we had then we played Atlanta, which, I don't know if we really played Atlanta. I think we kind of played ourselves because it was a rough game, which of course, this was the Atlanta Falcons game was the one I went to. And I'm going to be posting a story time on that later, so I don't want to get into too much detail about the game itself, except to say that they messed up so bad, so many times. And what's crazy about it, and I love the Saints, and I try really hard not to give them any fault at all. Like I'm always like, well, maybe he meant to throw an interception. But what burned me up about the day was that it did make sense to me to keep Drew in there as long as they did, because of the fact that we have Taysom Hill and Teddy Bridgewater, and Teddy Bridgewater is especially super duper capable of handling the game. So why not pull Drew Brees out and let him sit and recuperate or whatever? Because what I kept hearing in the stands over and over again, what I kept hearing in the stands was that Drew wasn't himself that day. He was off, whatever. But it really, honestly, all that stuff doesn't matter that much because Drew didn't have to play. He didn't. And I love me some Drew Brees. I know that's not his call. That's the coach's call. But it made like absolutely no sense to me that he wasn't pulled after. I mean, I can't even tell. Being there, it was so much worse than watching on TV. That was my third Saints game I went to, and they've never lost when I was there. So like I didn't ever have the feeling of walking out of the stadium having lost the game. You know what I mean? It was an odd feeling that I would prefer to never ever have again, but it did happen and I was there. And it's crazy because out of all the games I've been to, the first game I went to is Jacksonville, and the second game I went to was the Rams and then Atlanta. So out of all of those, Atlanta is our division rivals, and they're just our rivals in general. Like I always say, I could lose every game in a season and be fine as long as we beat the Falcons. And needless to say, we did not beat the Falcons. Because again, we were all sitting there talking to each other like, why are they not pulling Breeze out? And it wasn't just that. It wasn't just the offense's fault either. Okay, so I am back with my NYX eyeshadow base in the shade Skin Tone and my glitter NYX primer, which I've never used before. I'm interested to see how it comes out. So anyway, aside from that, and I know like a lot of people were talking about how this loss highlighted so many weak spots, and it really did. And that's what I was trying to explain to some people I was sitting next to who was like, Drew needs to be out the game. Drew needs to be out the game. Okay, the other team can't make touchdowns with our offense. Our defense was really off. They were giving Matt Ryan so long to make a move. It was almost like he could have literally changed his whole play. That's how long we were waiting to sack him. He never got sacked. We never made a touchdown, which sucked because our seats were right behind the goalpost, and I was really looking forward to that. In this video, I'm just going to talk about like the players parts, and then like I said before, in the storytime video, I'll talk more about the actual process of getting there and checking in and all that stuff. But the defense was like horrible too. So it wasn't just one thing that went wrong. It was like 10 things that went wrong all in one division game, which sucks because division games mean so much more, we still on top of the division. Please do not get it twisted. 7-2 is not, we ain't struggling. We're eating still. Just don't get that twisted. But done with the NYX eyeshadow base. So it wasn't just that. It was like, where was our defense? Our defense was just like, I mean, like I said before, he had so much time to set up. Like every single thing Matt Ryan did, he had time to stand there, get out the pocket, shuffle around a little bit, look around the thing to see who could catch the ball. It was just bad. So I'm going in with the shade Birch, using this SL Miss Glam brush. And again, I'm using this one because it's matte shades I'm putting on right now. But it was just like, and I'm just packing that onto the lid on each side. I'm not going to go in the middle because that's where we're going to do our glitter shade. It was bad. It was really bad. I love my boys, but that game, one, shouldn't have been lost because as I always tell y'all, we have a bad habit of losing to the teams that we should be walking through and then winning games that there's no way we should be winning. I don't know. Girl. So now I get to try out the glitter primer, and I'm so excited about it because I've never used it before. Do I just apply it with my finger? Oh yeah, I'll just apply it with my finger. Right in the middle of my eyelid. That too, it's almost like Drew didn't even have a chance to set up because our offensive linemen were like watching the game too. They were like, oh, snap. Drew Brees just got sacked. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to move on with my life now. Like, it was just like, I mean, it really was driving me because, like I said before, there were so many different things that just kept going wrong. And it's almost like it got to the point where it was like, put Teddy Bridgewater in. What do we freaking have to lose? We're already down by like 20 points. This primer's aggravating me already. It's sticky, sticky, sticky. So I'm going to go in with Steampunk right here, which is like, I mean, perfect Saints helmet gold. See how this stuff sticks. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Whoa, y'all just had an experience with this. Like, dude, look at that. Oh, man, that color was not nearly that good the first time I used this palette. So Steampunk. Okay, so glitter glitter primer. Yes, obviously, always from now on when I'm using this palette. Girl, what light at the end of the tunnel? Yeah, so we have like a month of division games. So after the bye week, we had Atlanta, and then we had tomorrow we have this Sunday at noon. We have Tampa Bay as an away game, and then we're back home, I believe, with the Panthers. So it's like division game, and setting us up that badly on Sunday, y'all, when I tell y'all, I was so aggravated. Because I love my boys. I do, and I say that all the time because it's the absolute truth. I am such a huge Saints fan and have been for years. I am not going in with Noir, which is this beautiful matte black all the way in the corner. And I'm just applying it on the smaller end, and I'm just going to use it to contour my eye. But it was just like, girl, what time is it? Where are y'all at? Like, did y'all get there late? It was bad, y'all. It was bad. And then, like, it seemed when you go to a game, and I don't know who's been and who hasn't been, but when you go to a game, it goes so much quicker when you're actually there than it does when you're home watching it. Because when you're home watching a game, man, sometimes it takes like 30 years to get to halftime. So it was just, like I said, it just highlighted all of the weaknesses that I thought we had taken care of. And I know a lot of people at the stadium, at least, were blaming Drew Brees. Well, take him out. I understand what y'all saying. And yes, he is the quarterback. And yes, he kept overthrowing Michael Thomas. It was a lot of different things that happened. I don't even know how Michael set that record after that game, but I'm glad that I'm just adding a little more of that black because it seemed to fade into a little gray, and I want it to be black, like Saints, black and gold, obviously. But it was just like, I mean, it was so many different things. Our seats were amazing. Like, I don't know how my dad got those seats because, I mean, when I tell y'all, we could have like probably caught some of the field goals since that's all they made anyway. It was such good seats. But again, that's going to be on the story time. But it just, from a performance standpoint and from a just straight up football standpoint, we had a lot of issues. Our defense, like I said before, wasn't really defending their quarterback. And then it's almost like when somebody else would catch the ball, they'd watch them catch the ball and they'd be like, oh, I should probably guard him. Okay, y'all, so I am color corrected and I have my foundation on and I came back so we could do this next step together. So we are going to use the NYX Professional Makeup Jet Black Gel Liner and Smudger. I'm going to use a new NYX Slanted Eyeliner Brush that I actually just got. And I'm going to apply that because the top is a little, not that it's, I don't know how I want to say it. It's like, I feel like we need more drama on this eye. So we're going to do a pretty thick gel liner. And I'm going to do this one by myself, and then I'll do the other one with y'all on camera. Okay, guys, so let's see. I'm going to dip this brush into here. And what I did when I actually did a First Impression Friday on this brush, I just used it to stamp the gel eyeliner on, and then I just kind of connected all the dots. So this is easier though because it's more what I'm used to. So I'm just trying to get a straight line with no table, which is not easy, but because if you follow my Snapchat, it's just I just have the ring light in the chair sitting in front of the closet. And I have a coffee table that's right there, but it's not close enough for me to be able to sit my elbow on to draw this line, which is making it kind of difficult. This gel liner is getting kind of hard. I'm going to have to put some oil in it to kind of thin it out a little bit because it's hard. And if y'all are not aware of that, if you do have something like this that's kind of drying out a little bit, you can always add some type of oil in it just to kind of space it out a little bit. You don't want to do too much though because a lot of oil can clog your pores and it'll make it where you start breaking out and stuff. So, okay, so I'm going to kill a couple birds with one stone doing it this way. I'm going to apply my Duce mascara. It's Max Lash Volumizing Mascara. It was actually an Ipsy Fine. And I don't know if it's just me and if I'm just partial to the Saints, so I see things a little differently. But I felt like we left the Superdome and went walk on Bourbon Street, and there was a parade of flags because they threw so many flags on the Saints. And I'm not saying that they didn't make any mistakes. Of course they made mistakes. But like, it was literally like the Falcons got 5 flags the whole game, and we had like 5,000. Like, I mean, y'all. There was even a play earlier in the game, if I remember correctly, that the call was so bad that Drew Brees went and like argued with the referee, and I mean, as far as I remember, he's not like that. Like, there are some people, Bill Belichick, that complain every single penalty. And the thing is, yes, they could have thrown a challenge flag, but you can't, to my knowledge, unless they change something. There's supposed to be all these new rules that were going to be enforced this season. There was there was something that they changed all these rules, and I don't think that you can go and like challenge a call not being made. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can challenge a call, like if it was a face mask and you don't think it was, so you watch it again. But you cannot say they did a face mask and y'all didn't see it. I don't think you can challenge like that. I'm going back in with Twig here, and I'm just going to drag it on my lower lash line. So, I mean, and people like to say you can't blame the officiating. But actually, you can, because every time we did something good, every time we get something close, they would back us up. And they back us up. And they back us up again. And they back us up again. And again and again. And it's like, if I'm already in the end zone, but you're backing me up that damn far, like, how am I going to make anything happen with that? So, and I'm going to go in with Pearl, which is this one right here. And I'm going to use that for our inner eye corner highlight, because it's such a pretty color. So, and I'm also going to go in with Pearl again. I'm going to use the bottom of this brush, and I'm going to use it to highlight my brow bone, actually. So it was just like, I mean, we made mistakes, but dude, you're going to tell me that for every one flag, for every one mistake the Falcons made, we made 10? Like, that's not, they even called tripping. I don't even know when was the last time I heard, or if I've ever actually heard a tripping call. Like, that was the Falcons game. Now I'm hoping Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bucks, I know them because they're in our division. And I remember they had a season where their coach, I don't remember his name, was like freaking crazy. Like, he would throw all the challenge flags before the game. Like, the game was barely starting, he was throwing challenge flags. Okay, y'all, I just stepped away to get this Glamour Dolls brush because I'm going to blend a little bit more out this upper eyeshadow look right here. Yeah, I just want to blend it out just a little tiny bit. So, it was just insane. Like, there was so many things working against us. It was like the perfect storm for us to lose to the Falcons. And I didn't realize too, but I was asking my dad about it because he was with me. And I was asking him, I was like, wait, wasn't Matt Ryan hurt? So that was like his first game back. So there's a lot of different things that could have been in play. Maybe the other teams, when Teddy was playing, wasn't bringing their A game because they didn't expect him to be able to play well. And maybe the Falcons, knowing that Drew Brees is back now, they were ready and on point to just demolish Drew Brees. And then it's just like I said, it's a lot. So Tampa, Jameis Winston is their quarterback, and I remember him from a while back. I feel like he used to like run his mouth a lot or something. There was some reason that I didn't care too much for him, aside from him just, being an opponent. Because there's a lot of people that I don't like you that one Sunday, but I like you the rest of the time. Like, I've always loved Peyton Manning. I've always loved Peyton and Eli, but there was another, Russell Wilson. I was like in love with Colin Kaepernick when he played with the Niners. So it's not like I'm, Aaron Rodgers is the one I was thinking about. It's not like I'm just like totally, completely, and utterly biased for the Saints. Am I biased for the Saints? Who's not biased for their favorite team? I'm not even going to say home team, because I noticed like when I was growing up that people would like think they were too cool for their home team. So they would call for another team because everybody here is cheering for the Saints, and I'm going to be different. I'm just dipping back into dystopian, this chocolate brown with the bottom part of the brush just to give myself some more. If I'm going to sit there, like they had a guy that was a Saints fan sitting with us and near us. And I kept hearing all the other people complain about him and I didn't know why. But he was a Saints fan that was like constantly down, like talking badly about the Saints. Like, oh, you think you're going to throw that ball? You think you're going to, like, dude, we were all there having fun. Why are you just being ugly? It was so stupid. And, okay, and let me say this and make sure I'm saying it correctly. I'm not saying you can't criticize your team or, even chastise them or even say, hey, that was a bad play like I just did talking about Drew Brees needing to be pulled out. But I didn't sit there and scream over and over and over and over again that Drew Brees needs to be pulled out. Like, it was so... But I think he kind of got a little... It was already New Orleans. And I'm pretty sure that he spilled like 3 beers behind us because my mom had these boots on and her boots were like full of beer and she was so annoyed. But it was... I was annoyed for him just because of the fact that I'm sure that beer cost like probably $12-15. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, so now I'm going to go in with the Born This Way, Too Faced Born This Way concealer that I actually just got. There is a TJ Maxx haul that I did the other day, and I tried everything out from that haul. So I'll link that at the bottom or put a card if I can figure out how to use that. So this is the Born This Way concealer in medium, and I'm going to do this now because I want to clean up where that wing is. And also you can still kind of see a little bit of the red in my Color Correct concealer. And this stuff, I actually just started using it, and it's like, I like it because it blends out really well. It's super hydrating, and I love the applicator. So yeah, but Tampa, our record is 7-2. I believe there's a 6-3.